know it's been a little bit of a minute, but I have a lot going on. That's my truth. And I'm not gonna I don't know if I'll ever get like way into detail. I probably will because I'm an open book, but then again, like it's just tough to talk about. But I know that the last video I made was a journaling video. This is not related to that at all. But if you follow me, you know that I'm a little bit all over the place. So you might get a journaling video, you might get a plant video, you might get a cooking video. Just stay here for the ride, okay? And if you don't want to stay here for the ride, I'm not into making anybody do anything that they don't want to do. So thank you for the chance, I guess. But what this video is pretty much a plant video. I am a plant mom, duh. And if you follow me, then you know, like, I'm a very avid plant mom. I have very many plants. What you see in my background is just a few of what I consider my children. I have quite a few children, and I am looking forward to my collection growing. So with it being said that I've been going through a lot recently, what I've been going through is grief. I've lost a person very near and dear to my heart. I call this person my best friend, and it was my grandmother. I lost my grandmother in November, and now it's January 1st, and I am coping the loss of my daddy as well. So it's just like a lot. It's a lot. It's so much going on, and I keep telling the people around me, like, I feel like I'm losing my mind. And that's the truth. I really feel like I'm losing my mind. And so the family that I've just started working for, I now have a job at a family-owned company, privately owned. And they're super understanding. They're like, we're a team. We got your back. We got this. You know what I'm saying? And they're really being supportive of me. So I was able to take today to myself. It's the first day of the year. And, you know, of course, my anxiety makes me feel like I should be working. And then, should I be working? Like, it's okay to take a step back. So what we're doing today is getting into my plant mom lifestyle. And the plant that we're getting into today is G. G is a Croton plant. And this plant is one of the ones that people feel like you shouldn't try it if you don't know what you're doing with house plants or outdoor plants, because it is an outdoor plant. Crotons Crotons thrive the most in tropical environments, and they prefer to be outdoors if you live in a tropical environment, because then even the wintertime is not that harsh. If you're keeping a Croton as a house plant, you need a humidifier, you need a window that's going to give you access to a lot of sunlight, and you need to pay attention as far as the foliage goes, because the plant itself will let you know whether or not it needs to be watered. This plant is a Croton. This is my baby Chris. And so he just kind of passes out when he needs water. He is on a 10-day watering schedule with his siblings. And so he kind of understands, like, it's going to be 10 days. So with that being said, I got a plant, a Croton, from my grandma's funeral. And his name is G. And I named him G because my grandma went by Gigi to her great-grandkids, great-granny. And, you know, G for granny, all this other stuff. I named this plant G. And when I brought G home, I knew offhand that I was going to get first selection of plants from the funeral, just because everybody already knew what it was pretty much. And it's like, me and my grandma were best friends. I'm a very avid plant mom. Y'all already know I'm getting the first pick of plants here. So everybody was walking up to my aunt. I want this one. I want this one. I want this one. My aunt's like, Kim is going to pick who gets what, and then we'll go from there. So that's what happened. I brought G home because I felt like if anybody else took him home, that he would die, and there was no question around it. I felt like nobody knew enough about houseplants to keep a Croton alive. So I brought G home with me, and I know that when you first get a Croton, it's gonna have a phase of losing leaves and passing out and just doing all this other stuff because it's one of those that'll throw a tantrum while it's trying to get used to its new home. So I brought G home. He was losing leaves really bad, and I told myself, like, it's okay. It's a part of the process. I would cut my humidifier on to make sure that he was happy and, you know, things like that. I started just doing what I knew he needed. But the amount of leaves that he was losing, I was like, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. So I sat on the floor with him one day, pulled him up to my face, looked at him, and I saw webbing. If you are a plant mom or dad or a plant they, and you see webs on your plant, you know it's a problem. So I started looking closer. I saw a spider. I was like, damn, this spider is really tiny. So that means you're a spider mite, a very popular plant pest. Looking at him, I see a spider. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe it's just a regular like house spider. That sit down on the floor with G, I saw 3 separate very tiny spiders, and that was my confirmation that G had spider mites, and he was losing way more leaves than he should have because he actually had pests. So what's that mean? It means it's time to repair my baby. The second I brought G home, I told myself I'm not going to get so attached that, you know, if he dies that I lose it, because my grandma was literally my whole life. And I knew that if I attached her to the plant, that I was in trouble, because plants die, unfortunately. Like, it's a plant. Like, it can't tell me, hey, Ma, I need water. Hey, Ma, can you cut the humidifier on? Hey, Ma, I got bugs. You know what I'm saying? Plants, I knew not to get attached to it, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to try my hardest to keep him alive and thriving. So when I found out he had pests, I instantly was like, okay, no, I want to try my hardest to save my plant. I try really hard to save all my plants. I have a rehab plant that I've saved. I let him get sunburnt really bad, and now we have quite a bit of new growth here. So I'm the type, I'm going to try to save my plants. I'm not going to just take a L for an answer. So when I found out G had spider mites, I was like, okay, boom, what do we do? I knew that I could propagate G. I knew that I could take the leaves and put them in water, and I started researching other methods of propagation. So the method of propagation that I decided I would take for most of the plant was from stem cuttings. I went into the plant and I started just cutting the stems. You are supposed to remove the leaves from the stems if you choose this method of propagation. To be honest with you, I don't know why. So I did leave a leaf on a stem to see like what happens. The leaf will probably fall off, but I just kind of want to see. So cut the stems, remove all the leaves from the stem, and then take the bottom of the stem and kind of shave it down until you see white. That will allow stimulation of root growth. That will allow the plant to know, okay, hey, you know, I'm supposed to be pushing out roots here. And so once I did that part of it, I did make sure to clean each stem, each piece thoroughly, because he has spider mites. So what that means is all the webbing needed to come off, all the eggs needed to come off of the foliage and stems. And it also means that any tiny little spiders that I don't see, they needed to come off. So I mixed water and dishwashing liquid, and that's it. Wipe off the leaves. Now, I did start leaf propagation before I started stem propagation. I started leaf propagation about a week before I started the stem propagation. When I was propagating the leaves, I did notice let's say if I picked off about 10 leaves, only 4 of them were okay. Over the course of a few days, the other 6 started to kind of crinkle and die, and I knew that they would not be successful propagations, and so I did throw them away, but I did have a few more leaves that I could work with. And so the leaves that I removed from the stems today, I am going to attempt to propagate them. I am going to check them on a daily basis and see if they are giving me life or if they are crinkling and dying. If they're dying, they're going to get discarded because they're not going to produce roots. If they are not dying, they are going to produce roots, and so I'm just going to leave them in water. So those water propagations are going to be separate from the stem propagations. The stem propagations are what's recorded in the video. Now, also in the video, there are segments or pieces of footage where I'm trying to show you damage. If you're a plant mom, dad, or they, you need to know that there are signs of damage on your plants. Your plants will let you know when they're sick. You just have to pay attention. A lot of people are like, I don't have a green thumb. No, you probably just don't have the time to dedicate to paying attention. If you look at a leaf on your plant and it looks like something has been eating it, it probably has. If you look at a leaf on your plant and it has these fuzzy little white spots, those fuzzy little white spots are either scale or mealybugs. It could be dust, but that's why you have to keep the foliage clean. You literally do have to sit with your plants at some point and wipe them clean, wipe the dust off so that they can, photosynthesize and receive their sunlight. You have to wipe the leaves off so that if it is a pest, you're picking it on up and not letting it lay eggs in the soil and things like that. So, once I noticed that G had pests, I made sure that with the propagation process, I was thoroughly cleaning him and thoroughly cleaning the leaves, thoroughly cleaning the stems, because what you cannot do is propagate a plant with pests on it. That's not going to work. It's just not going to work. You have to set your plant up for success. You have to set yourself up for success. But like I said, your plant will show you signs of pests. Your plants will show you signs of overwatering, not enough watering, too much light, not enough light. A lot of plants get sunburned. Your plants will show you signs. And so you'll see a little bit of footage in the video where I'm trying to show you the signs, like the webbing, or you will not see a spider in this video, but if we were in person, I would be able to show you, like, there's a spider, there's a spider. Sometimes I pull the soil up to my face and stare at it, because if you stare at it and there's bugs in it, you'll start to see them moving, and boom, it's time to separate you and do something about it. So this video, I just wanted to take y'all on the process of saving G, because while I am practicing detachment with G, he's still one of my babies, and it's still a baby that I got from my best friend's funeral, and I really, really, really want to try my hand at keeping it alive. Now, with this propagation process, I did put G into several different pots. Why did I do that? So I have some super close friends. Everybody hears the name Corey. Corey's one of my best friends. I have some super close friends that actually had a relationship with my grandmother. And so when she passed or transitioned, it wasn't like, okay, girl, I got your back. I'm here for you, and I'm here to listen to you vent about this lady I didn't know. They used to walk in her house. They used to speak to her. They used to call her phone if they couldn't get in contact with me. They used to, attend functions at her home. I have friends that have children, and so my grandma loved kids, babies, kids, parenthood, motherhood. She was all for all of that. So if you had a baby, she was sending my friends like gifts, like, oh, here's a pair of pajamas for baby A. Here is a shaky shake toy for baby B. Here's a teething ring for baby C. Like, my grandma just really cared about me, my friends, their children, and what we had going on. And so when she transitioned, my friends, a lot of them had a relationship with her. I had a lot of very close friends that attended the funeral, and they needed to say their goodbyes as well. So while I'm not happy about the fact that we're all sad and going through this, I am thankful that my friends actually had a relationship with her so they can relate to the feelings I'm feeling, because she was a hell of a woman. Like, I'll say that. Like, and for them to know that firsthand, it just meant a lot to me. So why is G in multiple pots? It's because I'm hoping to be able to gift pieces of G to my friends that have plants. And actually, the friends that attended the funeral, they are plant parents. And I know that they'll give it an honest effort at trying to keep these pieces alive, or trying to grow and have these plants thrive in their homes. I know I'm not gonna be giving these pieces to someone who has no clue what they're doing, and I know that these pieces aren't going to someone that doesn't care enough. So my goal, I have the large pot. My goal is to keep that pot for myself because, like I said, I do have Chris already. He's a Croton, and I'm not dying to have a bunch of Crotons in my jungle. So I do want to keep the larger pot though for myself because of, you know, where I got the plant from. But I would love to be able to give pieces of G away as gifts. You know, some people have expressed wanting a Croton. Some people, it's going to be a very new challenge for them. I'm not going to be in my feelings if the pieces that I gift die. I do have high hopes for them though. I feel like they will grow and thrive, and I feel like we'll be able to keep the plant alive, myself and whomever I gift these pieces to. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that little piece of my life of information. I had a day where I didn't have to jump up and go to work. My job is very customer service driven and it's very customer driven. And so it's just been really hard for me to clock in every day and make my money, even though I need my money. My bills are not going to pay themselves. You can't go to your leasing office and be like, hey, I'm grieving. And, and they're like, okay, this month is on. They don't give a damn. Hey, I'm grieving. Okay, cool. You got your money? You got your money? Like, so the bills have to be paid. I've been making myself go to work, but I'm really thankful I got today to just exist and be with my babies and try to save my big baby. I keep saying the content on this channel is going to vary. It might be beauty. It might be cooking. It might be plants. It might be journaling. Be here or don't. I don't even care no more. I don't get paid off YouTube. This don't pay my bills. This is something I do for fun. So if you want to watch, watch. If you don't want to watch, don't. I do not care. Okay? As you have heard, I have bigger fish to fry. So there's that. But I wanted to bring you on this journey in case you did have some curiosities about my jungle, and in case you know, were wondering what I do. We will do a plant tour at some point. I have two big butt plant stands behind me, and at some point I will take you through each plant that I have. But like I said, I'm going through a lot, so just, you know, bear with me. But take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Ask for time off if you need time off. Ask for space if you need space. Hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to a plant tour. I am going to do more with my journaling series here as well. The only thing that's holding me up, I kind of want to finish my journal so that we could do a flip through together. And then, like I said, we will do the setup for my bigger journal. But I haven't even been writing these past few weeks. So, you know, bear with me. Thank you for tuning in. If you have plant questions, let me know. Also, follow me on Instagram. If you want to follow my personal Instagram, do that. Feel free. If you want to follow my plant Instagram because you're more into plants than you are, you know, selfies and things like that, then that's fine. If you want to follow both, that's fine. But don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Can't tell you when it's going to be because I got real life happening and I know you do too. But thank you anyway.